What I have here is a collection of people from Indiana who went to Hollywood, the Hall of Hollywood Hoosiers. It covers the history of Hollywood with the Indiana connection, from the very beginning of motion pictures to today. People from Indiana have been involved with Hollywood history, from the behind the scenes on acting, even informing the rules and regulations and promotion of Hollywood. So they've been, and I try to have lobby cards, stills, posters, and some other three-dimensional objects, toys that represent the Hoosier, and bring back memories of old films and TV shows, and just try to promote the people from Indiana and the history of Hollywood.
Mark Kratzner's love for Hollywood started at a young age, but it wasn't long before he began to make the Indiana connection.
And when I was a young kid watching monster films, I know people, you get in those trivia contests of Godzilla and Frankensteins, and so I wanted to specialize in Hollywood, and there's experts in westerns and comedy, and so I wanted to focus on something unique. And when I found that Red Skelton, he was one of my favorite comedians. I like nonverbal comedy, Chaplin, Laurel and Hardy. But when I found Red Skelton was from Indiana, it made me find out who else is from Indiana. And that's just really explored and opened up a whole bunch of history of Hollywood.
So Mark, a native of Indiana, developed a list of Hollywood Hoosiers he wanted to research.
The way I've got there, my list is I've gone to, when I've exhausted library books, I've gone to each county seats. And county seats sometimes have clipping files based on biographies and people, and if you're, lucky, they're even categorized as entertainers. And that's, so I found a lot of people that you would not find in library books, and just local librarians or people who collect clippings of people who were in the movies at the time.
Eventually, Mark moved to Vincennes and organized his collection into this museum in a renovated downtown building, his Hall of Hollywood Hoosiers.
Red Skelton died in '97, and the university here was going to get the collection from his the widow's estate, and they were going to make a museum. And so I thought this would be, here in Vincennes, a good place to have my museum. So I moved my stuff down here. I figured the connection with the Red Skelton, and this is a pretty good location, right between Terre Haute and Evansville. So I think that's why I moved down here. I thought I would get some pretty good traffic and still be in Indiana and not compete with the big cities like Indianapolis.
Mark's collection varies from on-screen stars to those behind the scenes, but one prominent figure featured is Red Skelton.
Well, Red Skelton was born here in Vincennes. He spent about 20 years here. When he was around 19, he left Vincennes and ended up in Kansas City and became a stage actor there. And then this was around 29 when the Big Depression came, and walkathons came around. But during times there were breaks, and Red Skelton performed during breaks, and that's toured him around the country. And when the walkathons died down, he somehow ended up in Canada and became a major star there. Red Skelton served best known for his Dunkin' Donuts routine. He dunked donuts in different ways, and very silly ways. But he never forgot about Vincennes. When Red went on this television show, he kept mentioning Vincennes all the time. On his radio show, kept talking about Vincennes. So he didn't forget about Vincennes.
Vincennes University has a performance center named for Red Skelton, and the city has dedicated a bench and a bridge in his honor. Indiana has several current connections to Hollywood too, like Ryan Murphy, a native of Indianapolis and creator of the hit television show Glee, as well as a variety of other stars.
During this time period, most people are behind the scenes, but just right now, Florence Henderson, she's from Dale, down south of Indiana, and she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars. So people are still popular. Ron Glass from Barney Miller, but the young kids probably know him with this Firefly series as Shepherd Book. He's from Evansville. So there's still connections.
And helping people make those connections is one of the things that Mark likes best about being in the museum business.
I think when people realize that's a Hoosier, makes a difference. When people come into my store and they see James Best from Dukes of Hazzard, the sheriff, and he was raised in court, and so they get a different smile in their head. So like, oh, he's from Indiana? Oh, I like him, and so then they probably will appreciate the show better. So even the young kids who don't even know these shows probably would appreciate. They're still being shown on TV or DVD or old movies, and that's what I kind of like to bring to the young kids, these old films, and then connect them to Indiana, and then they'll probably appreciate them more.